Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is good with you all. For all those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Anita and I do videos on our life in Germany. We're a family who moved from Mumbai about 8 months ago, and my videos are all about our everyday life in Germany. So, a lot of you have been requesting a video on the education system in Germany and our experience and how it is. So today's video is all about education in Germany, especially schooling, I would say. Since my son is in the third standard, my experience of Germany has been the grade 2 and grade 3 education. So when we started school in March this year, my son was in grade 2. He did a few months of grade 2 and thankfully he was promoted to grade 3. So now he's in grade 3, and the subjects which he had, academic subjects in grade 2, were just English, maths, and German. Even in grade 3, he's having exactly the same subjects: English, maths, and German. There are no other academic subjects. Over and above that, he has sports and art and other things. But as far as academics concerned, it's just three subjects. And the level of maths is actually very good, I would say. The questions are very nice, very thought provoking, and you really need to understand the subject well to be able to answer those questions. English is actually not the main language in Germany, so the level of English in school, at least in grade 2 and 3, is very basic, I would say. I think it's a lot better back home. Back home, when I say back home, I mean India. And German is obviously the main language here. And my son, since he doesn't know German, they're teaching him German separately. So he's obviously at a much lower level than what the class is. But they have promised us that they will be able to get him on par with everybody in a year or so. So we are hoping about that. Actually, the education system in Germany is much the same like India. When you compare from grade 1 to grade 4, there isn't much of a, like you could say, difference. But however, once you complete grade 4, the mark sheet of grade 4 is so important. It actually decides the kind of school you will join. So, for example, if you do very well in grade 4, the teacher would recommend you to join a school called gymnasium. Gymnasium is school for very intelligent children, and for the like the top of the class would probably go to gymnasium, and that is like a very academic kind of course of studies, and very little practical work. And if you are like an average child, then they will recommend Realschule school to you. Realschule is half practical and half theory. And if you are like really struggling with your studies and you've not got a great marks in grade 4, they would or they would probably advise you to join a Hauptschule school. Hauptschule is more practical and less studies. So as you can see in Germany, the education system is trying to actually bring out the best in you. They're not trying to force you into like any one particular kind of level. You work as per your level. As far as education is concerned, it is free in Germany, at least in the public schools. So there is no reason why anybody doesn't have the right to a good education. Everybody has a good right to a good education. At the same time, you are studying as per your your capabilities at that time. So I mean, that's how it is in school in Germany. Up to 9 years of education is absolutely necessary in Germany, and it's the law. You can't leave school prior to that. If you want to do university, it's up to 12 years. So the gymnasium, what I told you, goes up to grade 12. So from gymnasium actually prepares you for university. Realschule and Hauptschule also, you can go to university, but you need to do a little more studies and then you can go on to university. So a lot of people probably would feel, why at grade 4, you're being so rigid, and you're putting a child into a particular curriculum and deciding a child's life at grade 4, which even I personally feel it's a little early to deciding what a child should do. But that's how it is at present in Germany. And maybe the idea is that you don't pressurize a child, and the child does what he or she is good at, and you realize your calling early in life, and you're exposed to a lot of practical things, which means that you get so much more experience as against somebody who's never done practical things. And those who are truly interested in education and studies, I would say, and in studying an academic kind of way of studies, they can pursue their studies in that fashion. University in Germany is free. There is no tuition costs, which means again, if you are no matter what your condition at home is, your financial condition, you can study up to university free of cost, tuition fees. So that I think is very, very good. And mainly this kind of system I think works well in a country where, the gap between the people who have more and the people, the haves and have nots, is not so drastic. And most jobs in Germany pay you quite okay and you can live well even doing carpentry or plumbing. But in many countries, if you like just get a child from a young age to get into something which is like more trade based, I'm not sure. And if it doesn't pay well, then I don't know how well that would work in many other countries. But in Germany, the gap is not so much. So you can actually choose things without worrying about, how much money you will earn or whether you'll be able to make ends meet. You don't have to really take a financial loan, for, a student loan and things like that. You can study freely. So that's how it is in Germany. As far as university is concerned, you can choose whatever subjects you want, unrelated. You can do some science related subject and you can do some humanities related subject, absolutely unrelated subjects. But then again, I don't know what kind of job you will do with those kind of subjects. So that's another question altogether. But the point is, you can pursue your passion and you don't have to worry about the financial aspect of it, or how much you will make when you finish off with your education. But then again, there's a harsh reality of life that, yeah, some jobs pay very well and some jobs are extremely well paying and some jobs don't pay so well. But so that harsh reality of life, I think, exists anywhere. And that is anywhere, everywhere in the world. So I don't think Germany is an exception to that. But definitely, everybody has the right to live in dignity and with a decent standard of living. And this is something which is absolutely new to me, at least. For considering where I come from, there's a lot of poverty where I come from, and people really struggle to make ends meet. And finance, money is a very big factor in deciding which kind of school your child can go to, and that starts right from the beginning with all these international schools back home. It's become education has become actually a business, at least in my country where I come from. And every school is promoting themselves and charging like in lakhs. Like in grade 1 also, it's like 70,000, 60,000. Grade 2 is a lakh 20 and things like that. So it's quite high, where at least the costs are much more back home where I come from. And the main thing what I want to tell you all is that if you're moving to Germany, I suggest you all just see at what level your child is at. If your child is in grade 3 or grade 4, I would strongly recommend you all to just consider once, because grade 4 is a big year. So if your child doesn't have much time to prepare for that, then it might be a problem. And I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope you like what I'm making my videos, what the content. And if you like what I do, then please subscribe. That'll be so good, and it'll help me out and it'll be nice. All in all, thank you for your time. I hope you all have a lovely day and a lovely week. Thank you. Bye-bye.